Good afternoon. This is Malin from Hearts&Minds Development Center. Welcome to Being Whole, Being Me. Can you imagine this is series 50? Not sure whether it's my favorite number, but yeah, we're at 50. Can you believe it? Almost a year. And I must say, every session is special, but this one is special because, as you watch the video, I'm sure if you were watching and listening, Sonia got you, moving to bits. And we're going to talk about something that I think that's very close to my heart, which is dance. And this woman is, as you can see, it's a fantastic, not just a dancer, but an amazing choreographer. And I believe in her own way that, she gets people to be in touch with their own tunes. So without further ado, let's bring in Sonia Shah.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sonia. There's no everyone, only me now. Everyone else.
Hi, Mother.
People who like you will come and say hello. If they don't like you, they won't say hello. Horrible, right? Hi, Sonia. How are you?
I'm good, Mother. I'm good. Nice to be here with you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying yes. I know that you're extremely busy because it is like, trying to get a meeting with you was like, can I do this? I'm still in a training. Right? No, that's positive because you've been that busy, which is fantastic because we all know, during COVID, a lot of our businesses, especially the one in the, your kind of industry, I'm sure was affected. So welcome to the show. Thank you for, someone is saying hello, Malar and Sundar. Hi, Sundar. Sundar is from India. Hi, Sundar.
Hi,
Thank
Sundar.
you. Yeah. So he's saying hello now. That means he's your fan now. So thank you for saying yes, but let's get on to this, right? So if people wanted to know who is Sonia, right? Is Sonia a dancer? Is Sonia a choreographer? Who is Sonia?
Well, Sonia is this highly, I would say, crazy person who loves dancing. I've been dancing all my life. I started off my career with Standard Chartered Bank. It is one of the most amazing places. Our beautiful people. Life was good there. Work was good. Colleagues were amazing. But then I realized I just felt that I needed something a little bit more. So I've been dancing all my life. From the time I was 5, I did Bharatanatyam with Temple of Fine Arts. Another amazing institute as well.
Nice. So tell us, Bharatanatyam, what else did you do?
I've done Bharatanatyam. I've dabbled in a bit of Kathak, actually more than about 2 years. And then I've done lots of theater workshops, theater events. And and then we have done a lot of community projects. Being a Gujarati and part of the Gujarati Association, we are given the opportunity to do a lot of shows, charity projects, bringing the community together, holding up festivals. So dance has always been a part of everything.
Right. And so when did you realize that you love dance and you could do this for a living?
So I had taken so I quit my job after about 7 years just to go explore a little bit of the world. And I'd gone to India for about 2 years. And there, being there, going for all the different classes and just experiencing such different cultures, I just felt that perhaps that once I came back, that I just like to share that experience with people, share that joy with a lot and a lot of people.
Mm,
So that was when I really truly honestly felt that people need to feel this, whether in
mm.
small ways or in big ways. There's a need to experience this. So once I came
Experience
back, I
what?
experienced that that sense of excitement, that sense
Mm,
of being able to move to something, that sense of belonging, that sense of connecting with somebody, and just letting loose and just enjoying that moment. I think I learned how to do that more so after my time in India.
So you've said a lot of interesting things like letting loose, right? So yeah, yeah. Gerald says hello.
What's up, yo?
Yeah. So Gerald says hello, and we all know Gerald loves to dance. Okay.
I've made Gerald dance, so that is a big bonus on me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Nisha is happier because Gerald can dance now, right? Okay, this is not about Gerald. So, Gerald, thanks for introducing Sonia to us. But just for your information, I knew Sonia before this, even though I wouldn't have invited her, right? So thanks for. Gerald speaks highly of you. So let's get back to this. You see, you went to India. So you had a corporate job, you quit, and then you went to India, and you were already dancing. You were already enjoying dancing, and you know what dance meant for you. Being having not just learning Bharatanatyam and Kathak, and dancing through your life. I mean, 5 years is like almost from the time you recognize and movements and you enjoy it, right? So fantastic. So you realize that, and then you went to India, and you say you went to India to explore. So let's just go back a little bit. When you stopped, you say when you stopped, you decided to stop being in the corporate world, and you went to India to explore, right? Do you remember at the transition, what is it that you thought you were looking for?
In all honesty, no. I just
Okay.
wanted a difference. I wanted. There's always that inner feeling that there must be something more. And blessed that I am that my parents and family were very supportive. So I just went searching. And in all
Mm,
honesty, initially when I went to India, I was like, what am I doing here? Where is this going to take me? But then I constantly met amazing people on the way, and they kind of like opened me up to new experiences. Like I
mm,
went for a movement and a music workshop. And that whole workshop was all about just moving yourself and
mm,
eye contact.
mm,
And such a simple thing, eye contact, how
mm,
that actually connects you to people. If you just realize, Muller, whenever you're talking to somebody, physically especially, how many people shy away from eye contact and how many people actually openly give you that eye contact? There's a very strong sense of intimacy, yet a very strong sense of it can be very daunting. So that was very new to me. That how, without anybody getting into my space, I can connect with somebody just simply through eye contact.
okay.
So
Nice.
that was a new experience for me, totally.
Mm. How was that different for you from the experience you had as a dancer or as a person who enjoyed dancing? More than a dancer and a performer. I mean, for me, I enjoy dancing. I love dancing. And when you have a partner who can pace with you, for me, that's pure joy, right? Because then
That's
you're
true.
connecting with that person, right? It's not what a great dancer you are, but it's really the connection in terms of pacing, with that person, with each other, right? And growing with that. For me, that's extreme joy for me. Dancing alone, yeah, performing can be fun. but being able to dance with another person, for me, that's pure joy. Especially, and for me, I enjoy looking at the person when I'm dancing, not side by side, right? So tell me, so having been a performer, I believe, as well as a person who enjoys dancing, how did this experience in movement and creating, how was it different for you?
I'll give you an example, okay? So
Nice.
recently we got somebody introduced us to a couple who were going to get married, and they wanted to do a slow dance. They
Mm.
didn't know anything much about it. They just had a favorite song and they wanted to do a slow dance. I would say in terms of level of dancing, perhaps medium to a little bit low. So when they started, initially they were so awkward and they were so like fidgety. But when I just told them one simple thing, that don't worry about the movements, don't worry about your actions, just eye contact. Bring the eye contact to each other. Muller, the chemistry just changed. The chemistry of their movements, because there was just this simplicity of eye contact. The way they were just okay, even when you run apart, there's the eye contact. You come back together, also eye contact. You hold each other and just move a little bit, also eye contact. The feeling themselves within themselves changes. Even when we did a group, so one of our friends who is in a corporate training, in a corporate structure, he wanted his marketing team to get a bit closer. So he said that I'm going to give you them for 2 weeks, and you prepare a presentation or a dance. And initially, everybody was just so awkward with each other. Some of them haven't even spoken to each other in the same team, being over 2 years in the same team. But once they started dancing together, there was the need to connect. Okay, you are my partner, so our flows must be together, our hands must be together. If you go forward, I need to go back. So we have to be connected to each other so we take each other's position. Suddenly things changed. I need to communicate with you. I need to talk to you. I need to be aware of you. And the whole team became so much closer. So much closer.
I can
And
imagine.
yeah, and until today, whenever I meet any of them, they're like, bro, you brought our team together.
Mm, mm, mm.
And yeah, so all these little bit of things that as a Bharatanatyam dancer, yes, I learned form, structure, movements, expressions, but that little things that were missing for me, from my point of view, to connect with, for a lack of a better word, the layman, the general, who are a bit hesitant with dancing or don't have that form. This was what I needed.
Nice, nice. And so okay, going back to India again, because I think you brought up a very important point about the joy, which is actually us as human beings looking for connection. And when we give eye contact and when we connect, we actually connect at a very intimate level, right? And this intimacy could mean different things in different types of relationship, right? You just feel like when I look into people's eyes, I just feel I know you, right? And whichever part of you that's showing up during that connection. And of course, with some music, oh my goodness. And if it's something that we both enjoy, oh my goodness. Okay. So that's fantastic. So beyond that, what other things that you took away from your trip from India, if you can recall?
I took a lot of ability to, I think, judge a little bit less,
Nice.
because there's this there's this sense of, especially when people are dancing, do I look okay? Do I look silly? Do I look nice, not nice? My face, my hair, my body, I don't seem to be doing it better than the other person. That for me changed,
Mm,
because not only in India, so I had a chance to meet this amazing teacher called John Britton. Um, and he ran a session in Greece. And there, people were so unjudgmental with the way you are, because uh, with many of the Indian teachers as well, it's like, okay, if your form is slightly different, it's perfectly all right.
mm,
If your form is maybe slightly lower or slightly bigger or slightly thinner or slightly in any way, it is perfectly all right. You do it your way.
Nice.
So it broke my stereotypes in the sense of it's good to have the form, but it's also good to learn the unform. And today, if you look at today's dancing, the K-pop, the locking, the popping, the that kind of movements, everything is not as per beats that we generally know. They are playing with half beats, quarter beats. They're playing with movements that are totally unbelievable today, which is, I think, where I got so much more appreciation for this kind of movements.
So I liked what you said about uh, form and not having a form. And what probably bridges it is being non judgmental. Because we all, not just in dance, right? So for me, it may not be dance specifically because I'm more comfortable with dance, specifically Indian music, right? I just love it, right? It turns me on any time of the day. But if I think of maybe for me might be exercise, right? I don't like exercise, and so again, there would be that inhibition that I might be holding with with exercise, and I know I do, right? And but for me with dance, that's not an issue. So when you talk about having a form, because I think it depends on your goal, right? So yeah, I'm thinking now for depending on our goal, every goal, perhaps and if you want to be really perfect or very good at something, the form would make a difference, right? But I think where dance is concerned, where we are talking about connection, for me, dance is expression, expression and getting my energy out. So if we are talking about expressions and a form of expression within us, a form of connection that you're talking about, then the form doesn't really matter, right? Now, in your experience, right? Tell us a little bit about how you thought you were perhaps more judgmental in the beginning because you were trained in the art form, to be fair, right? Because you studied it properly, right? And that was required. And how being exposed to all of this had moved you in context. I'm sure, if you're preparing someone for a competition, the form might be important, right? But when you are doing this for connection for the team, the form is not important. The connection is more important, right? So how did it shift you? How did it shift you from needing that form and knowing that in other times form is not important, and how did that impact you as a person?
Personally, the form is very important because it gives you the grounding.
Hmm.
But thereafter, just like as a when you want to create something, the grounding is important, but then the creativity needs to come.
Hmm.
Creativity comes when you are a bit more relaxed, when you're a bit more open to the spaces around you, when you're a bit more open to the vibe. And personally, I felt that my being or my goal was to reach out to those who are not looking to be professional dancers per se. Because the connection that I felt or the emotional joy that I got was in teaching or in sharing with those who are not in too much of the proper dance form. For example, I always would give you examples. Like we did a wedding choreography for a family where they were all elderly, like above 60 age group. And when you have above 60 age group, they don't exactly, not many of them have a very strong form.
Nice.
But when they came together. So we had to be extremely creative with how we were projecting or creating their choreography. So what we would normally do as per steps should come in beats or steps should be in a certain movement. We had to change all of that. And because I was exposed to that ability to just break out and play, we created for them such a simple dance, yet it was good for them. And yet it brought that excitement that, hey, I can do something. Hey, I can be part of the wedding. Hey,
Nice.
this is my gift to the bride and groom. Because you know what? No matter what people say, in today's day and age, the time that you take to present something that is a gift in itself. Time is a gift. Like weddings nowadays, in all humility, everything's taken care of by the wedding planner. So as a family member, when you attend the wedding, you dress up, yes, and you attend the function, yes, you pour your love, but there's nothing for you to be a part of in that sense. So when you're a part of their dance performance, or when you're part of this choreography, this little one, there's time spent together with the people. There is that joy of coming for practices, eating, talking, chilling, chatting. And then there's also that need to, hey, I'm here to present something to the groom and the bride. So in that sense, I learned that everything doesn't have to be according to this beat, this form, this structure. So that's when we played around with, I mean, we are five sisters, so we played around with the choreography, and it was really very satisfying.
Nice. Oh, there's so much happening from what you said, because you're talking about, what we tend to do is, when we go for weddings, we see, and this is more and more common, where family members as well as friends start performing, right? But for that 5-minute performance, they would have trained for hours, right?
Yeah,
And and well, you know from the way they dance, right? How much of love and effort has gone into it, especially if they were inhibited. That means they were not people who enjoy dancing naturally. So the choreography, like what you say, may be simple, but it shows how much I am willing to actually love and give and be part of this, right? To give you a gift that matters to you as a memory that will last you for your lifetime, right? So and I think that's amazing, and that's a part that sometimes we miss out, that we're so focused on the outcome we forget the journey. We are so
so true.
focused on, right, on what we think is the outcome, but we forget that we're making these little nuggets of beautiful memories, and connecting not just with the bride and the groom and the family, but with every connection that you're making through the food, through the laughter of making mistake. But most importantly, I think for individuals, is about shedding away their inhibitions,
Right.
right? If they thought they were not great dancers. Well, thank you very, very much. Now I'm just going to read some blowing of trumpet by Gerald. He says, Sonia's creativity is out of this world. She is crazy creative. I'm going to pick on this and ask you, right? So I liked what you said when you said, when you were choreographing for people, their form may not have been strong, but what's important is you had to perhaps even shift in your own mind, because I think as a dancer and as a choreographer, you would have had this perfect dance in your head,
Yes.
right? And then you realize, okay, this might not work for these people, and you need to shift it, right? So tell me, how did that help you grow as a person when you let go of your own ideals of perfection and you connected with what people needed?
Makes you totally grow, because makes you realize that you need to understand, you need to listen, you need to be present to watch that, hey, accept. I mean, it's a whole combination for, okay, we are sometimes so stuck in right and wrong. This is right, this needs to be like this, suddenly it's wrong, so oh my god, it's a big deal now, how are we going to do. It's not like that. Okay,
Mm,
this is not working, let's shift. Okay, this may also not work, let's shift again. Why are we shifting? Because the main goal is for them to look good, not
mm,
your choreography needs to stand out. So I think it kind of tackles a bit of the own inner ego. It
mm,
also tackles the ability to understand and realize that, okay, this is not working, switch. I think that is personal growth. It also tends to give you that ability to balance things out. You have to be, to a certain extent, present to what is happening in the room,
mm,
and
mm,
that shifts within you. That makes you realize a lot of things.
mm,
Sometimes we, perhaps maybe if I'm heading the choreography and then something's not happening right, and then one of my partners comes to me and say, hey, we have to shift this. You got to be able to say, okay, you lead it now, I'll follow.
mm.
that
Right.
that I think that makes you grow. that makes you grow, makes you realize that you don't have to be correct all the time. And
Mm.
you will not be, because when it comes to children, choreographies change. They just decide, okay, today I'm going to run around the whole day. I'm not going to do a single step that you want. Then we realize, okay, let's put the run around in the song. We got to change.
Okay, I'm just trying to imagine doing that, but I'm not going to, because it's very nice, because you're giving me for sure, and I'm sure the audience were listening, two extreme ends of working with people with slower movement, and kids who have a lot of energy, right? And you've given us a lot of golden nuggets beyond what we would think dance can give us, which is so much of insight of staying present to what people need for them to find joy, for them to find movement, for them to find connection. It's not about you. And I also love the part when you say, if something is not working, you tried something, you think you're good at it. If something is not working, shift, right? And what's amazing also is that you're saying, sometimes even though I say I'm shifting, I need feedback. And when I get feedback and I don't know what to do with the feedback, I take a step back and let somebody else lead the process. And and totally staying present with what is required, staying on purpose. What is the purpose of this choreography? Is for people to be totally engaged in the movement, enjoy it, and create a beautiful experience on the day, right? And these are things that I think, while you might be saying this is important in a choreography of a dance, but I think life is a dance, and we choreograph this all the time in our communication and in our relationships. So thank you, Sonia, for that. So some of your kunchu kunchu has come on. This is my Sasi Dharan. That's James Sasi says, right now, oh, what's he saying? Right now, I have the good soldiers dancing. The victory dance, kicking COVID out of my system, is Kathak. Means for kicking COVID. Yay, James. Okay, so maybe when we go dancing, James, you can show us this. Saroj Avalani, and I'm very sure this is your fan. She said, absolutely, truly said. And my dearest friend Alia says, hello, Sonia. Congrats, Malar, on your 50th. Yes. I'm glad you created this opportunity, showcase colorful shades of people and their wonders and shares on Friday for some of us. Thank you, Alia. And Sasidharan now says, on a more serious note, oh, you are serious? Being an ardent fan of classical dance and a keen photographer, I have taken shots of moments that even the dancer did not realize how immersed he or she was. Still, they saw what I saw through my. Oh, that's so beautiful, James. Thank you. Now I know when I need a good photography, I need to connect with James Sassi. All right. So, so that those are all your fan club coming through about your dance, and how people appreciate it. So let me ask you this, right? When you do these type of choreography, whether it's corporate or whether it's for weddings, or whether it's for any function, or whether it's a couple, and you help them find connection with themselves, with other people, as well as the energy in the space. What are the typical inhibitions that people come in with, especially when they think I can't dance?
Mhm. There's definitely this question of confidence.
Mm,
And then when you have more than one person doing it, there's that sense of comparison.
mm,
And then there is that how good do I look as compared to that opposite person?
mm,
So all of that takes time to break.
mm,
And if they everybody usually comes up with a many come up with a guard. So to slowly break off that guard, I think it's very important to realize that see what is each person's strength if you can. Maybe with a little bit of conversation, a little bit of very basic steps, so they kind of get engaged in those basic moves. Will kind of give you also that sense of a little bit of knowledge towards what kind of a person or what kind of a connect will help this person do better. So, yeah, basically this.
So So you're basically saying that, if what you help people with the inhibitions that you're seeing is that, people lacking confidence, not, knowing that they can do it. And that's because they probably lack competence, right? They think, I can't dance, I don't know how, I either don't have the rhythm, or, I can't do the steps Sonia is teaching me. And what I loved most about all the three things that you say is that the fact that we keep comparing ourselves to another person, right? And we have a picture of what does it mean to be a better dancer or looking better. And when we compare ourselves in that way, I mean, surely it doesn't help our confidence. It might increase our competence, which then increase our confidence. I'm not sure how it works, but how do and what you said was very interesting, because what you're saying is ground yourself with some foundational skills. Look at the foundation and ground yourself with a simple step, which is foundational, because then that builds basic competence, which also will give you basic confidence to try other things. Because otherwise, a lot of times when people think they cannot dance, they won't even try because they've decided they can't, right? So you're anchoring them in foundational skills and building it upon it. And what I loved is the fact that you say, you watch people, you observe them, and you build on their what you call it, strength, which is all fantastic. As Manisha Chandrakant says, hi Sonia. Now, so what have you seen? What are the shifts? So, when people come to you initially, like, I cannot dance, now I have to do this that Sonia is asking me to do. I have committed myself to this wedding, and people who dread, right? I'm sure you meet a lot of them who say, or if they are dancing as a couple, one person wants to dance, the other one has to follow, right? Because they are a couple, they can't go and couple up with somebody else. What's a wedding, right? Now, so when that happens, what sort of shifts have you seen happening for people? Not so much about the dance, right? As people, right? After they've completed the whole thing, what kind of shifts have you seen, and how do you think it has, impacted their lives?
There's a strong, strong, strong sense of achievement
Mm,
when they've been a part of this project or this choreography. They themselves have gone through an emotional journey, from saying no to I don't know to I cannot to really do I have to do this, and then giving it a try. The biggest shift for them is to be in the place where, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. That
nice,
shifts the energy totally. And the
nice.
day they decide to give it a shot, Namalar, they the confidence level just increases, the fun level just increases, and then I think it is just it goes smoothly. And there's really a sense of also gratitude that once they are done, hey, thank you that I did it. I'm so glad that I did it. That space to be in a place where to just play and explore. I feel that everybody can dance. It's just my perception to your perception of dancing is different. As long as you can move, even if you move your fingers or you move your eyes or you play around with your neck, that for me is, yeah. Because I
Just
mean, yeah,
move.
just move. I can play any song. Some people might do it so beautifully, and some people might do it just like that. It's perfectly fine.
Nice, nice.
Perfect.
Just be you. Nice. Shobi
Just be you
Malini. Sorry.
and try. Trying is important.
Nice.
Give yourself that chance.
Nice. So what you're saying is actually what we will probably say in a classroom is, we all talk about being open-minded. And to be open-minded, we need to sometimes shed a part of ourselves that we are holding on tight with. That may not be helping us, which is actually being extremely conscious about ourselves, right? Not looking back, always wanting to look a particular way or perfect, right? And I think what you're doing through dance is that helping people, be more open by, shedding a part of them, finding another part of them, connecting with themselves, and becoming confident. Because I think when you learn how to do something that you thought you were not good at, you then open your mind not just in dance, but you realize that, hey, you know what, I hacked the dance with Sonia, I can hack something else that might come my way in the future. So thank you, Shobi, and I'm very sure she's your fan. Shobi Malini, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Sonia is an amazing teacher. She has worked magic with people from all ages, from the young kids to the oldies. Truly passionate young lady, says Shobi. So thank you,
Hi,
Shobi.
Jobs.
Yeah, for coming and telling us how amazing Sonia is. Even though we know she's awesome, that's why she's here, right? Thank you very much, because I think these are the validation that really keeps us going. Sometimes when you're doing a great job, and when people remember it, from in the future and come back and tell you it's fantastic. So tell me this: how would you? So if I want to see dance as a form of exercise and exercise as a form of exercise, they both move, right? What do you see as the either the similarity movement? So what is the major difference that you see in dance that you may not get in exercise? So we're not going versus, right? But we're saying that if you decide to choose, hey, you know what, I can't dance, but I exercise well. Now, because of what Sonia is saying, I might want to check dance up, right? So, and if I do that, right, what would I get out of it? So, if they want to choose the dance form as a form of movement, i.e., exercise, how do you think it's different from choosing exercise, going to the gym, doing a run, and stuff like that? Yeah.
Uh, I think what this tackles here is also knowing a little bit of what you want to get out of the dance. For
Mm,
example, when we do exercise, perhaps there's a need, okay, we need to do some cardio, we need to sweat it out, or we would like to tone certain parts of things, etc. But when you do it with dance, okay, now you have the really high energetic dance classes or dance movements that give you that same cardio kind of a high. But then
mm,
you also have this whole different side of dance where it touches you on your emotions. It is an emotional release, it is an emotional connect. So I think many of us have experienced where if you are really immersed in the dance, sometimes it gives you such a happy high, and sometimes it can bring you to tears. With music, that is why exercise is also done with music. You don't put a very slow song when you're doing exercise because you want that high energy.
mm.
But when it comes to dancing, now you have to somewhat decide to a certain extent that I would like to sweat it out, or I would like that cardio hit, or I want to be able to be in a space where I want to have some emotional release, or I want to have some um, just pent up emotions or some expressions to come out. Sometimes even without realizing, it just happens.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So that is, I think, the difference that exercise and dance bring to somebody's plate.
Thank you, thank you. It's the connections that you make again, yeah. Ashish Kumar, oh, I don't know who he is, but he said something so nice. Thank you, Mother, for bringing Sonia to your channel. Congratulations on your 50th episode. Thank you, Ashish. Sonia, your eyes are sparkling as you speak. All right. Because she's talking about something that she's so passionate about, right? So, Sonia, tell me. So we spoke about your journey. We spoke about what dance has done for you, how it has shifted you to grow as a person, as a human, and how that has impacted, the way you work with people, and how that impact actually creates empowerment for people in many ways. We spoke about that. So let's talk about, there would be some people who are listening and they are going like, oh, I love to dance just like Sonia, right? And they might be thinking, should I make a career, right? and and is there a future in this career? So if you're okay to share, tell us, after you've become you've set up Red Nose Art, I'm sure you've been through ups and downs, right? So tell us, what does it feel to, or what is it like, right? What is it like to be in a space of running, being an entrepreneur in a space of art in Malaysia?
It is like a roller coaster that doesn't end, and sometimes the seat belts are broken, and then suddenly, when you're right at the top there and going down, there's some technical error. So it's pretty much that. Uh, my brother used to always tell me this, that to be an entrepreneur is already difficult, but to be an entrepreneur in the world of art is 100 times tougher.
I think
So
more.
he said that. So he always said that if you want to make it happen or make it work, you have to work 100 times harder than the rest, and you have to be filled with that passion.
Mm.
So I would have to be honest here that sometimes the passion does dip. That sometimes it becomes so hard to do what you actually believe in. These last 2 years have been extremely tough with COVID and my mom's illness. But if I were to look around and say, dance emotionally has helped me balance myself a little bit more in the ups and downs that have happened. And with regards to making it a career, uh, it's a tough battle. Yes, I'm very blessed that I have a very strong support from my co-founders and my parents and my family, because to a certain extent they've given me the liberty to do whatever I like in the hopes of keeping your passion alive. But it is, you have to have that passion in order to really push yourself in this career.
Nice. Shobi
Right.
says, Malar, dance can also be a mental and emotional therapy. If you can move, it's more than enough, an abundance of release, right? And I think this really comes in time to reaffirm what you were saying, because, you've just shared with us. I mean, like your brother said 100, but I think, if you talk about the artistic industry, especially in Malaysia, right? It's not an easy space to run the business, right? One, under normal circumstances, and with COVID, right? A lot of your opportunities or the doors may be closed. I mean, even if you're doing choreography for weddings, a lot of weddings had to be postponed, right? So what do you do when you can't meet? While you may have tried online dance, so you did go into online dancing, and why would someone come to learn online dancing with you, for example, compared to what they can watch on YouTube, Sonia?
Well, I there is definitely a difference between having a teacher and a class structure as opposed to just learning from a YouTube video. Yes, in all honesty, I will tell you, sometimes even when we are teaching as teachers, the YouTube video might be way more interesting because their movements are different, the energy is different, it's captured differently via video. And then
Mm,
you have edits as well. When it's a live class online, we have to give you triple the energy so that it comes out through your video as
nice,
compared to a live class. But then
nice.
again, it is dancing is not only, or going for class is not only just look and follow. There is also that little bit of perhaps learning what you need to learn correctly. There's also that communication or that motivation. There's also that connect that you have with your teacher or your colleagues. So it's more than just look and follow movements.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, Mother, I'd just like to backtrack a little bit on the question of career, and especially during COVID and etc. Although I think people are learning and appreciating, I would just like to shout out to everybody in who's listening or out there. Many people, when initially I started to shift into the dance world or take it as a career, many said that this one got nothing lah. How are you going to survive? Dancing
mm,
is ayo, you left your corporate job for this.
mm,
But then there were many who were very supportive as well. But what we need to remember is during COVID, especially, when we were sitting down at home with doing our corporate jobs at home, what kept us alive was music. What kept us alive were Netflix series and movies. What
mm,
kept us alive was all these artists who have come up to produce something so that you can enjoy it in your own homes. So humbly, don't diss artists, because artists give you the extra in your lives when it comes to terms of music, movies, series, uh, theater, art. It's the artists that bring that enhance your being besides work in your life. So whenever next time somebody is an artist, give them that due credit or that due respect, which I think is a mindset shift. Whether you
Right.
talk about bringing in the money or not, that is an important element, but there's also that joy for that creative need and that satisfaction, contentment in a different way.
You're absolutely right, because any form of creative art is therapy, and art form heals, right? So a lot of times when we're going on with life, we don't realize the kind of difficulties, stretches, scratches, and wounds that's in our system, right? And art form is proven over and over again. Any form of art actually heals you, and dance is an amazing form of art for people who like it and who want to try it, right? So you have this whole jing bang that has come. So I'm going to read that quickly before I ask you two very important questions. Tina says, hi Sonia Jia, she's amazing with all age group. Got it, Tina. Mitesh Chandrakant says Sonia's passionate about everything she does. Bubbly forever, life is a stage, and Sonia dances through it flawlessly. Whoa. Tejol says she's such a people person. She can make anyone move. Now, what other validation you need? Sonia is a shining star in anything that she takes up upon. She lights up the room wherever she goes. She lives up to her passion, and that's super amazing. Can't wait for Trisha to dance with you. Now, I'm not sure who Trisha is, but yeah. Mitesh says COVID 19 has taken a lot from many. Totally agreed. Yet it has been, um, yet it has though whatever all much more about, yeah, it has taught us, probably I think it has taught us all much more about adjusting, relearning the needs of everyone in totally new pathways. We can always do it if we want to. Mitesh, thank you so much for this, because I think this is amazing. We have all have gone through losses, and it's nice to know that we can heal and learn and grow with it. All right. Mayuni says, hi, Mayuni. When we see Sonia dancing, there's a gush of energy in us. She's not only a good dancer, beyond that, she's an amazing soul. Whoa, she's our backbone. Mitesh,
No, 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 I
again,
cannot believe so.
well, well, take it all in, darling, as I read it. Mitesh comes here again and says, yes, art kept many going during our MCO. Thank you, Mitesh. And let me see. Sasi comes in again. I learned that the timeless movements of different forms of classical dance transcends boundaries. While working in London, I had the opportunity to watch Madame Priya Pover, who brought to stage Kathak meets flamenco, and how flamenco dance had its origins in Kathak. Whoa, James, we need to have coffee, lah. All right. And Varsha says she's a wonderful person, where she got the dance and the smile, and dance to the beat of your heart and your mind, and will be open to the whole new world. Yay, James. Sasidaran and Manisha says Sonia can make anyone dance happily. Whoa, there was a lot of comments to read, Sonia. Okay. Thank you. I mean, this is really the testimony of the amazing work that you're doing, and I think it's not just the work, but how you've left imprints. Not, it might have been through your dance, but the imprints that you've left in people's heart, that people would gather together to come and say this to you. A lot of people will appreciate us, but for people to put aside time and gather and say, I'm going to now get on YouTube and tell Sonia, right, that she is so good and how she has moved us. One is, it shows you the passion that you have inspired people with through your dance, and the shifts that you've helped people to make. And I think that's what, when you talk about passion and making a difference, this is your testimony, right? Lata says, Yes, during COVID quarantine, she even made her parents dance for exercise. Sasidaran is your fan already. And Sonia says, Sonia has amazingly for our Guju ladies group, making them move and groove for any of the ladies event. Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in and supporting and show us what it means to actually come as a community to make a difference and support each other. That's what I'm learning myself. I'm learning from all the things that you guys are saying. So I want to thank everybody from the, I believe, Gujarati community who have come in and said this, right? Now, Sonia, so tell us, I know that, in our quick chat, you did mention how, business was difficult. We all know COVID had an impact on most people, if not all, and definitely an impact on creative arts and in your business, right? And beyond that, you also had to deal with overwhelming challenges because you say your mom had a medical condition. That's a lot, right? Tell us a little bit about how you've been coping.
Uh, you have your ups and downs. I think the biggest support has been family and friends, and they have just given lots and lots and lots of love. Sometimes just one text message can change your whole vibe for the day. My family, especially my uncles and aunts, have been just brilliant. That is what actually, in all honesty, mother, we have to learn from that generation, my parents, uncle and auntie's generation, where they don't wait for any validation or any permission. They just come and shower upon you all that help or that energy and that love, and that, okay, from cooking to being there to texting to calling. And even many a times when I was in that space where I'm not even ready to get up and dance, they'll just come to the house and put on music and, okay, let's just move, and things just change. So yeah, I think the sense of connect with the rest of the family and the community, that made a world of a difference. A world of a difference. And I would definitely have to say a special thank you to this friend of ours, Vidhi, who we hadn't danced in a very long time. And there's no choreography, not much happening, not much meeting because of COVID. And she was getting married, and she was one of our dancer friends who always used to say that when I get married, we will come together and dance. You'll have to do this choreography for us. But at that point of time, COVID was quite at its high, and she was leaving to London. Although things opened up, we were worried. And then she said, Sonia, it doesn't matter. You come and dance with your mask on. I don't care. But please, let's do something together. And I did. We did it. We got together for her, not realizing that actually her decision to bring us together changed us. It was what we needed to come together, to just dance our hearts out, to release all those emotions and just be in a space moving together with some friends. So yeah, this last 2 years have been extremely challenging. I think I have grown to understand that time is really important. People have taken the time to even send you a text. That is, you got to be filled with gratitude for that. To family and friends in the larger community who have actually prayed for my family and me. And more than that, the extended dance community. When we did Red Nose, when COVID first started, I caught my parents, and then we did free dancing online. The question was not about free, but just to give people to join, some exercise time for them to play around. All of them reached out to say, hey, be strong. Don't worry about things. Everything will go fine. Mom will do better. And she is. Mom is.
Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you to everybody. And yeah, dancing has a different kind of, helps you release a lot of emotional pain also.
Nice. Which actually brings us to question that you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you. No, I want to thank you for the courage of telling us your story and honestly um, telling us what it feels, right? Because I think from all the comments that's coming through, a lot of us will see the bubbly Sonia, right? But within the bubbly Sonia, we are also seeing that she has other things that can bring her down, and how the community support has helped, right? And not just that, but where dance is truly a therapy. You're a testimony of how dance is a therapy, which brings me to the question Alia is asking. So really, Sonia, thank you very much. Know that many people are already touched by you, but today you will touch many more people. So I want to thank you for the courage that you have shown to share this part, this intimate side of you. Yeah. Alia says is asking a question. I'm not. I think we've answered it, but I'll let you deal with this, right? Dance is a form of personal expression. How popular is dance therapy? And if you have a personal story on this, I think you just shared a personal story, but would you like to address this?
Uh, I think, hi Alia, it's definitely a form of personal expression, yes. Dance as a as a therapy is getting very popular. Definitely, yes. And I would have many stories, little ones to share with you, but perhaps at that point of time when it happened, there was not much thought process to understanding it as a form of therapy. We just went through it as a session of dance, as class. But after going through this last 2 years, whenever I personally put on music to just move, or perhaps do a routine that I have already learned, it kind of takes all your thoughts away. Because when you want to dance, you need to be present in that point of time, in that second. So for that hour, or for that 15 minutes, or for that 20 minutes, you are just in a space where it's all about you, yourself, and your body. When the group of girls, we were, I think about 12 of us, did that dance choreography for a friend. We did a very high energetic Garba dance where it's filled with very fast movements and claps and spins. And it was such an amazing time during practice, especially that 2 hours of practice, because there were no thoughts besides just moving and spinning and turning and giving your best to that practice session and that dance and that choreography with your whole heart. There were many a times where I just went back home and I broke down in tears because there was just this sense of release. There was this sense of release that somehow made the next day very much easier. I looked forward to going for practice. I looked forward to seeing those ladies. We wore double masks and we danced. All those girls wore masks because of me and my mom. My sisters were there, my friends were there, and we were all together. And that high of that energy just changed things.
Nice,
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
So yes,
Whoa,
therapy is going to get popular. Dance therapy is going to get popular. It is something that you should definitely give a shot, and don't dwell so much about getting into the science of it as of now. I mean, if you can, great. If not, just put on some music for 15 minutes, just move, and then see how you feel.
just dance, right? So Regina is sharing something interesting. She said, I discovered recently that my 96-year-old mom, who suffers from advanced dementia, responds to Abba's Dancing Queen. Just sitting down, she moved her arms and upper body, responding to me. Oh, Reg, I love you. Uh, wow. And you have all other friends, Nirali saying what a great dancer you are, and Regina saying that she believes in dance therapy and she's encouraged the fact that you are championing it. Sasidaran says, I'm in tears. I lost my mom last year. I'm sorry, Sasi. And
Sorry.
yeah, and yeah, I just think that, you've shared so much, and, you've shared how dance can be a great therapy. But I have what you know how when we are going through, I promise you, this is the last question before we close. A lot of times, so dance is joy. It's joyful, right? Most of the time. Joyful songs, joyful steps is joy. And when you're going through a really rough time and you're down, you're probably going through grief, you're probably going through loss. Sometimes you you think that I shouldn't dance because I shouldn't be joyful, right? Because people stay away from joyful actions when they are going through a low. Could be depression, could be sad, it could be grief, right? Because a lot of time dance is associated to celebration, right? And here you are telling us, you've been through such a tough time with family, especially with mom, and you danced. And that's a great testimony about why it is even more important for us to experience joy, because we need the energy from the joy to help us overcome what we are experiencing, which is bringing our energy down for life, from going lower down, right? What would you say to people who are saying, I cannot do something happy, not just dance, I can't do anything happy because I'm going through a rough time? What would you say to them from your own experience, Sonia?
You have to just do something, because if the more you think about things, the more you're going to dwell on it, and the more you're going to get lost in it. I'm not saying I have all the ideas, but I know for a fact that because I was in a space where friends connected, people came and forced me to do things. Forced not in a bad way, but like, come on, let's get up, let's do something, let's do some movements, let's dance a little bit, let's put on this song that we both know, and let's just move to it whether you feel like it or not. You don't want to do anything, never mind. Just stand up and shake your head. So in those kind of things, it is important. Yes, it's sometimes very tough to get out of your own hole. Yes, I agree. But sometimes we also have to be open enough to listen to the next person.
Right.
So yeah, and then when this friend came to us and said, no, I don't care, I want us to perform together, we must do this choreography together, there was that sense of, okay, we have to do something for her. We have to do it. She's reached out so many times. We can't let her down. And that's when we realized that actually it was not about her at all. She was the catalyst for us. So I don't think there's a right time to move your body or to dance. I don't think, yes, dancing definitely brings joy. It's definitely used for celebration. But many, many, many a times you can also just move when you're try to move when you're down. It helps. Definitely
Thank
does.
Thank you, Sonia. I mean, not. I think people can say this, but to hear you say this makes the whole load of difference because of your own experience, what you've been through, and thank you once again for sharing with us, the very intimate moments of your life that really matters to people who are listening in now and who are going to listen in later to gain strength from your story. So I want to thank you. And last few comments before we go into rapid fire. Sasidharan says, Dance Little Lady Dance by Tina Charles. Yeah, I grew up with that song, Sasi. Gerald says, Sonia has made me dance. That's how good she is. So Gerald thinks that he can't dance. And Gerald, because you said that, Alia is saying she wants to see that. So what I want to see, I want to see Gerald and Alia do a dance together. And James, you can come in and take the photos. I can play the music and take videos, and we probably will have some fun. Alia, are you ready for the challenge with Gerald? Alia dances well. I know that. Now Gerald has to practice for putting it up. Gerald, you can't say you can't dance because Sonia is in your life now. So go and practice with Sonia so that you can dance with Alia while I'll take video. And maybe I also will sapu you a little bit. Huh? Now, thank you very much, Sonia, for joining us. Very quick last few questions is known as the rapid fire. Just answer the question. I think you've already done this just now, but let's just have a bit. Oh, now Sasi Dharan says he also can dance, so he wants to dance with who? Sonia, is it? Sasi, you dance with me first, okay? Sonia is going to be busy training Jero. Ready, Sonia?
Yes.
Dance makes me whole. Finish the sentence.
In different ways that I don't even know. Dance
When I,
makes me whole in different ways that I don't even know.
oh, nice. When I dance, finish the sentence.
When I dance, there's a sense of fun. There's lots of emotions.
Nice. To dance is a gift of.
Of being alive.
Ah, I love that. Last one. Dance heals.
Definitely, truly, and try it.
Nice. Sonia Shah, thank you very much. I think you would probably have to choreograph this couple, Alia and Gerald. I'm so excited. And I want to just thank you for making our Friday so beautiful with your story, with the story of dance and how dance can heal. But most importantly, it's not just about dance, it's about the external expression that helps us connect internally and leave footprints in our hearts, in our life, in our journey. So, Sonia, here's wishing you Red Nose Arts, all the best in shaping life, in choreographing their own dance step of their life. And we all, I'm sure those who are listening in will definitely say a short prayer for the healing of your mom, continuous healing of your mom, and your own healing as you're going through this. And wishing you all the best. Thank you, Sonia. Is there anything you'd like to say before we leave?
Oh, firstly, I'd like to say thank you to every mother. Actually, especially thank you to you for having me on this platform today. It has been really interesting chatting with you. Uh, you mentioned just now that I or many people have said a lot of things that I have thought them loads of stuff, but in all honesty, actually, I've just learned from them. It's the energy that they have thrown on me that I have been blessed enough to throw on other people. I think Red Nose Arts, together with my sisters and we have stressed a lot upon the fact that dance is just you giving yourself a chance to be happy. That's why our name. Because when you take that red nose and put it on your nose by itself, you automatically will smile first before you do anything. So give yourself this chance to play, to explore, to be. And a humble thank you to everybody in every way who have always supported us in so many, many different ways, and especially to parents, family, community, and everyone else. Keep dancing in different ways. And thank you so much for so much love. Malar, thank you. And Gerald, thank you.
Well, you have to make him dance more, okay? Yeah, I'll get
I
him to
promise.
dance for my birthday party. So you please choreograph. He's going to dance with Alia for my birthday party. Even though Alia is saying, people might pay them to stop dancing. That's so funny. So thank you, Sonia. Have a great time. Stay safe and stay well. All the best. All
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
Bye. As we say bye to Sonia, this month is the month of World Health, and that's why we bring you different arts and forms that we can connect with, that we can heal. Of course, today was special, and I'm very biased because I love dancing, and with Sonia coming on, we saw how alive she is and how she has made everybody else alive. So thank you for joining us. For those who've joined us, and for all the comments. Especially from the Gujarati community. Regina, we have to do better next time because this time it was no more Malayalam community anymore here. So as we do that, I'm going to sign off. This is Mother from Hearts and Minds. Thank you for joining us on Series 50. Next week, we're going to bring you another person who is going to talk about again another favorite form that I love, which is massage. So we're going to talk about massage therapy next week. Join me if you can. Otherwise, watch. Subscribe to our YouTube if you want to catch up with all our previous ones and upcoming ones. Till then, stay safe. This is Mother from Hearts and Minds Development.